Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? This is your boy Jig. Just wanted to touch base with you real quick. Hey, real fast, I want to say thank you for everybody that's been following me. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. I'm trying to keep good information out there and make sure you guys are learning at the same time and you're watching my transition. You know, things have just been going great for me as far as my health is concerned. So I want everybody to have the same experience. It's definitely out here for us to get. But I wanted to jump on real quick and touch base regarding type 2 diabetes. That's one of the easiest things that we can cure for ourselves. For all my type 2 diabetic viewers that pay attention to my video uploads and find value in this information that I'm sharing. But you can cure yourself of type 2 diabetes. It's a completely curable disease. Type 2 diabetes is basically, people think it's sugar related, and it is indirectly, but it's more insulin related. It falls under insulin resistance. So basically, our body takes insulin and it secretes it from the liver to help take the sugars out of the blood. And what happens is, when you're type 2 diabetic, over a period of time, the insulin takes a long time before it drops back to normal levels because it's constantly stimulated because of the amount of carbohydrates and sugars that we consume. So carbohydrates is basically chains of sugar. Once it's ingested, once you put it in your mouth and you eat it, it breaks down into strands of glucose. So the insulin's job is to take the sugar from the blood. But when you have insulin resistance, you have a lot of insulin. It's taking too long for the insulin levels to drop. But because you eat heavy sugars and heavy carbohydrates, you have to take this medication that can prevent it from dropping and make your body produce more insulin. So, because you still got a lot of blood sugar. You still got a lot of sugar in your blood, so your insulin is stimulated. It's overly stimulated because it's trying to get all the sugar out of the blood. And most of the things we eat, when you look at a course of a day, most of it is carbohydrates. Rice, breads, pastas, potatoes, bananas, fruits, pancakes, cereals, macaroni and cheese. I mean, you name it. You know, the sauces. It's so much carbs, so many carbs. And so our insulin is not effectively responding. It's not handling the sugar and then dropping back to normal levels. It's staying elevated. And you have different diets out there, but like keto, low carb diet, that helps lose a lot of weight because it's helping to drop your insulin to the point where you're not just adding more stored food, stored sugar energy, stored carbohydrate energy, but you are still spiking the insulin. So even though you are receiving some results with a low carb keto diet, you're not addressing the underlying problem fast enough. You're still spiking insulin because protein spike insulin, second to carbs, and then fat also spikes insulin. Not as much as protein and definitely not as much as carbs, but you are still spiking the insulin. Whereas when you fast, you already ate dinner at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., you have breakfast at 6, 7 a.m., you've already went through a 12-hour fast, as I pointed out in the past. But it takes 12 to 16 hours for your body to get rid of all of the glucose that's within it. The whole body tries to help get rid of glucose, all the muscles, everything in your body, the organs. You're burning energy. Glucose is the number one form of energy that we use. That's how we get around day to day, is because of glucose energy that the body creates, ATP, from glucose. However, type 2, we have insulin resistance, so we have too much insulin, and when insulin is high, what are we doing? We're storing fat. When insulin drops, you start to burn fat. So you switch from burning sugar to burning fat for energy. So you gotta let that insulin drop. So it takes 12 to 16 hours for your body to get rid of all that glucose. And then there's a few hours, 4 or 5 hours or so, where the body will take protein and it'll go through what they call gluconeogenesis. And what gluconeogenesis will do is it will take protein and create glucose, because certain organs need glucose, like the brain and other organs need a little bit of glucose. So through the process called gluconeogenesis, the body is creating that minimum amount of glucose. Once that period of time has expired, that gluconeogenesis period, then the body gradually switches over, because there's no more sugar. The body organs has the amount of sugar that it's needed for that moment. So the body switches over to ketosis. And when it switches over to ketosis, that means that you're going through a process called lipolysis, where the body is burning fat. It's taking that stored food energy, that fat that we've accumulated around our thighs and our stomach in different areas of the body, and definitely around our organs. Because the liver, if you have a big stomach and if you have big arms and big legs, if you're overweight, and you know what overweight is, 10 pounds, 5 pounds is not overweight. But if you're 40, 50, 80, 100 pounds overweight, then more than likely you also suffer from fatty liver disease. And that's why our insulin is getting messed up even more, because the liver is loaded with fat. And the first place that the fat comes off from the body is the liver. So those of you with fatty liver disease, guess what? I just gave you the cure. You can easily address your fatty liver disease just simply by eating less, have a longer window to fast, so the body can get rid of all that sugar, it can get all that fat off the organs, and it can start burning the fat around our stomach. And that's what we want to do. We want to get rid of the fat, we want to get the sugar down, and we want to be healthy, right? We're addicted to sugar, and it's going to take a moment for you to break that addiction. So you can almost eat what you want as long as you give yourself a 16, 18, 20-hour window of not eating. And then in the hours remaining, then treat yourself. If you want to have rice, instead of having half the plate with rice, just have a spoonful of rice. Instead of having 2-3 sandwiches or a foot long, just have a 6-inch sandwich. But at least you're giving your body that time frame of not eating to deal with that carbohydrate. Does that make sense? So again, I wanted to drop this quick little video because type 2 is completely curable. Don't let it get worse. Don't let it continue. Don't have the bagel for breakfast. Don't have cereal for breakfast, Frosted Flakes and Fruit Loops. It tastes good, I love it. But you gotta get in front of your health while you can. Like a car. If you gotta change your oil every 5,000 miles, but you do it every 15,000 miles, that oil is getting dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. And at some point, you're gonna start having engine problems. And then the mechanic's gonna say, hey, listen, it's your oil. You haven't been changing your oil frequently enough. You know, you've been letting that oil get clouded up and dirty for too long, and it started to create problems with the engine. Well, let me fix the oil now. Let me do an oil change now. It's too late because the damage is done. So the same thing with the sugar. If that insulin keeps taking the blood sugar down, but stuffing the sugar into your cells and stuffing the sugar into your body, into the organs, at some point you're gonna have organ failure. At some point you might have issues with healing. You get a scar on your foot, you stub your foot, and it won't heal properly because there's too much sugar. Remember, sugar is gonna decay things. So now you gotta amputate a toe, amputate a foot, maybe your vision is going bad, maybe your organs are going bad. You don't wanna get to that point. So right now, viewers, while you're watching this, while you're still somewhat in good form where you can do something about it, let's go ahead and start implementing a fasting regimen. Trust me, it works. I'm your example. You see how it's working for me. I'm posting my weight. You see my activity level. I'm being transparent with you. But I really want to help those of you that were suffering with fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, hypertension. Fasting works. It really, really does. Like an alcoholic's addicted to alcohol. You take them away from alcohol for a while, yeah, you're going to have headaches. Yeah, you're going to have a little withdrawal. The alcoholic's going to go through withdrawal. Yes, it's normal. But after enough time of being away from the alcohol, he's no longer going to be an alcoholic. You see what I'm saying? So after enough time away from food, you're no longer going to be addicted to food. You know, I can smell food, the air. Oh, it smells so good with food. But I'm not addicted to it anymore. I don't have to eat anymore. I mean, you got to eat, but don't get me wrong. But when you got all this fat on your body, there's plenty of food to eat for the body. There's plenty of nutrients. And if you're going to go on a prolonged fast, like I told you, if you're going to go beyond 4 days, 5 days, then you want to start putting in the sodium and the other little things, the phosphate and thiamine. But if you're going to do a 1 day, 24-hour fast or a 48-hour fast or 72-hour fast, you don't even have to even trouble yourself with that, because there's so much within the body that the body is going to be fine. If you eat once every 2 days or once every 24 hours or once every 3 days, this is only if you want to cure yourself of diabetes. Now, if you don't want to cure yourself, if you want to stay fat, if you want to stay relying on medication, if you want to keep dealing with those challenges and just wait till that engine starts to fail and you try to change the oil, then hopefully it's not too late. You feel me? So I'm talking to you. This makes sense. It works. It's worked for me. It's worked for thousands of others. Just give yourself a window of not eating. 16 hours at a minimum. At a minimum. Do that for a couple of weeks and then push it to 20 hours. And do that for a few weeks. Get that ghrelin, that hunger hormone under control, because that's what makes you eat. And if you want to have a slice of pizza, if you want to have a hamburger, do it. But just do it in that small window that allows you to eat. And then do not eat anything. Don't take a smoothie. Don't put mints in your mouth if they have sugar in it. If you got sugar-free gum, then fine. But don't do anything that's going to compromise your fast. Get that human growth hormones. Get all the health benefits that we spoke about in my previous videos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I highly recommend you go back to my other videos. But I want to help my people. I want to help my viewers. And it's something that we all can do. All we got to do is just do it. Get mad. Make a decision. MAD. Make a decision. Get mad. And let's get healthy together, guys. See you in the next video. And by the way, here's my push-ups for day 23. Later. What's going on, guys? It's the end of the day, but still gotta get these push-ups in. So let's get them every day. 100 push-ups for a month. Let's not cheat ourselves. You take a day or two off as needed, but remember to get back on it. Morning time or night time. Here we go. That's 50. Hey, real quick, guys. I just want to show you that I do have a gym in my house, but I didn't want to use it yet because I want to show you guys how you could just lose weight and get fit just by doing push-ups. But pretty soon, we're going to be getting into this. All right, so you see I got a treadmill. I got a bench press with about 400 pounds of weights. I got some dumbbells. I got some kettlebells. I got my pull-up unit, my dip unit. A little television in here, so when I'm on a treadmill,
I'll be able to watch TV. I just bought that a couple of days ago. I even got a mini dip and ab roller. So like I told you before, we're gonna get this 6-pack going. But I didn't want to jump right into the gym because I've been lazy for a long time. And I want you to know that I'm serious about this thing. I'm gonna have my 6-pack by 51. So as we progress during this water fast, you're gonna see that I have more stuff to do, from squats to curls to deadlifts to pull-ups to dips to knee raises, abdominal workout right there. All right. I'm getting in some treadmill work. If you don't got a treadmill, you can just walk around your block a few times, get that walking exercise in. All right, so just kind of want to give you a quick peek of what's to come as you follow my journey from fat to fit at 50. We're gonna get this money, we're gonna make it happen. And if I can do it, you can do it. Again, you don't need all this. All right, all you need is to do some push-ups. You can do some body weight squats. You can run over to Walmart, or I seen on TV one of those spots, and get a mini dip machine if you don't have one of these in your house. But whoever told you that you need a gym to get in shape lied to you. You get strong in the gym, but you lose weight in the kitchen. And in this case, we're fasting. So being that we're fasting, we're not eating anything. So we went for a 30-day fast. Now we broke that on day 19, 18.5. Hee hee, haha. But going forward from 19, I'm just eating one meal a day, and I'm skipping a day. One meal and skipping a day. And then when February 1st hit, we're gonna go on another fast. I'm gonna hit Gandhi's number. I gotta get that 21. I wanted to do 30. That was optimistic. As long as I've done before was 5 days. So to get to 19 was heavy. But what's good about fasting is you can implement it at any time. You don't need to get mad and say, I'm gonna wait till next month. Nah, you can just implement it the next day. All right, you broke your fast, big deal. All right, you ate, you feel good, you got some food in you, and you just don't eat again for a while. We've broken the addiction to food, primarily sugars and carbohydrates. We've broken that addiction like an alcoholic breaking his alcohol addiction. So you and I are doing the same thing. Get mad, y'all, M-A-D, make a decision. Aren't you tired of being fat? Don't you want to be healthy? Don't you want to be fit? Don't you want to slow down the aging process? Don't you want to improve your health from a molecular level? I know I do. My life is good. I made some money over the years. Own a house, own another house and another house. I take care of a few more expenses at the same time. But I plan on being here for a long time. And I want you to be here with me. So get mad, y'all. Make that decision. And let's lose this weight. And let's get healthy.